Hey guys, in this video I'll just be showing you an indicator that I thought was pretty cool. You guys can add it to your chart. So you guys can check it out. So it's called an MFI, so it's a money flow index. So the MFI, it's similar to an RSI, but as you can see it gets, it has a little bit of a different, so you can't see it, so I'll just hide these. You got RSI up here where the crosshair is, whoops. That blue line or the purple line is RSI. I think it says blue, so that's an RSI default period. And we have this money flow index, which is on the bottom here. So as you can see, at sometimes, for example here, it showed that the money flow index shows buying and selling. It's a volume weighted RSI. I believe there's also maybe some kind of slightly different calculation than RSI, similar, but uses volume as well. So it can show where the money flow is actually going. So here it could be showing, okay, well there's heavy selling. The bounds for a money flow index is 80 for an upper bound, and for a lower bound it's 20. So here it just gave a perfect, it showed a perfect oversold area where the RSI up here was only was still 44. So definitely not even close to oversold in this case. Pretty much right by neutral. But the money flow index was oversold in this case. So it's showing, okay, well there's a lot of selling happening here, then there's a lot of buying here. And now we are potentially getting back into overbought. Does a money flow index work perfectly? Sometimes not. As you can see, sometimes it diverges. So here we have the money flow index at that peak, 75.77, here 77. So yeah, it didn't really diverge there, but you can use it for divergence. But here it showed that, okay, well the money flow was coming up high, starting to get overbought. It also depends on the pair you trade. Like this one's diverging a little bit. In this case, I'd stick to the majors, but maybe some of the minors could be. You have to test them really on your strategy, pretty much. But as you can see here, I'll just move that. What is that? Okay. So we have the RSI. Both oversold in this case. Overbought. We definitely had the money flow index come up high there. Started to diverge. Why is that happening? Perhaps buying is still happening, but perhaps it's slowing down. You know what I mean? That's why it's diverging. So selling starting to occur here, even though a little bit of buying's happening. Perhaps the buy volume's starting to go down, and we got a sell trend here starting. So it's not perfect, but it does show. For example, from our first example, it does show more opportunities here. So I think it's a good indicator. Does the green color match? Probably not. Let's see what other colors we can get here. Money's kind of green, so maybe a green color. Maybe a red and green color. You could. That's fine, honestly. But I just wanted to show you guys. So, of course, for the first example, we had nice example here where the RSI. Sorry, I'll take those things out because you can't see it on a mobile device. So here we have the money flow index getting oversold, while the RSI was still neutral and had a nice move up. Of course, it's not going to be 100% perfect. It's not always going to get into oversold, you can test it like, okay, well, I want to buy above 70 at least. Sorry, I want to short above 70, and I want to basically buy around. I want to start buying below 30. So here, maybe I could start a buy position. Will it always work? Probably not. But might it work? It might. So in this case here, we're still above 35. I think it's a cool indicator. I really think I think it's interesting. It shows buy volume, people buying and selling, where the money's flowing. It's built into MT4. It's built into MT5. That means people use it in algorithms easily. Banks perhaps may, brokers may, like hedge funds may, because it's easily accessible. You don't need a custom indicator. You don't need to code it as a custom indicator, so it's easily accessible. Problem is sometimes, for example, here, buying around 70, starting to diverge a bit. Perhaps you would have got something over the next bit, but longer term, perhaps not as much if you're maybe starting to short around here. 118 over the next week or so. You may have got a bit, 118. 118.5, maybe going down to 117. Not too bad, right? Not too bad. That's just, I'm not cherry picking here. That's just looking at a random place. Of course, you're gonna need a set target if you want to code this. What's your target? It's up to you, but overall, it seems like it's not a bad indicator, to be honest. Like, okay, here's another example. Got overbought here. Perhaps we wanted to see when the money started to get sold off, started to diverge a little bit, then we got some selling off here. So it's interesting. I find this indicator, I think it's useful. It could show you where the money is, where the money's going. So here you have, okay, well here, we're oversold in this case. Went straight up. Here the RSI wasn't overbought yet, and we had a decent move down. Once again here we had the RSI was overbought at some point. We had a little bit of a move down and had a chance for another move down later on here and here. So it's not bad. What else can we see here? Just give it a few more minutes. Just kind of walking through how the pound was moving. This is the pound, yeah. So the pound money flow index here getting oversold, moving straight up. Money flow index getting overbought here, moving straight down. Money flow index here is, of course, you can combine this with pivots. You can combine this with MACD. You can combine it with Williams percent R. You can combine it with RSI. You can combine it with your favorite momentum oscillators. I don't use stocks though. Never had them work for me. There must be some magic settings out there, but I don't know them, so I never really got it. Okay, so in this case, we're getting below 30. Perhaps a momentum oscillator would work here. But we're getting below 30. Perhaps getting a still moving up here, which is nice. Getting below 30 here, starting to move up. Going a few months back, in this case, once again, getting above 70, moving down a little bit, but then having the spike up. And perhaps you're taking this one too. So I don't know. So I think it has its use. It has its uses. I think by itself, of course, it may not be 100% great by itself, but I think it has its uses because, yeah, I think it's good because look at this. This one was perfect as well. Of course, it wasn't even over sold at that point. We were just using 70 as a bound. Sorry, it wasn't overbought. So I think when it's overbought, it does does even better. In this case, we had it converging in this case. We were below 30 there, had a bit of a move up, of course, right? Not too bad. 100 pips. What is that? From 30, 111.1, 111.4, up to 112.4 almost, pretty much. 112.3. So yeah, that's not bad. That wasn't even over. Yeah. So then there, it's starting to converge there. We could see, okay, well, there's some buying starting to happen. We have some buying start. So sometimes the convergence is useful with momentum oscillators such as MACD, because your MACD signal may be somewhere here. Well, it has already started to converge at that point, so you're getting a nice move up here. 110 to almost 112, right? So then here we have starting to buy. We got some buy selling. 50 line could be good as well. You know, we're starting to move over the 50 line, perhaps getting into a stronger buy cycle here. Then we get up here, then we start to sell off again. So perhaps overbought zones do work. In this case, we're getting over here. We're getting overbought. We see the MFI money flow index starting to diverge. In this case, we start seeing some selling start to happen, and then we get a move back down. So I think it's useful in this case. It can be useful sometimes more than an RSI. So perhaps you could throw it into using a money flow index instead of just an RSI as your parameters. So it may be useful in that case. So I'll just leave it with you guys there. I'll probably be starting a new playlist for indicators and strategies, and then I'll change the old playlist to market analysis. So just have one more look here. This was just the dump that had the 30-year lows or something. That was a dangerous dump, to be honest, but anyways, yeah, you can combine this with the Daha indicator that I made. You guys can combine it with all kinds of stuff, so check it out. I think still Daha is really awesome. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It's my Daha video. I created that indicator. Check it out. It could show overbought and it could show mean reversion, basically. But yeah, I'll leave you guys there. Thanks for watching. If you guys like the channel, you can like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Thanks.